Hello, everyone, and welcome to VMware's Partnership Perspectives. I'm Abhay Kumar, Vice President of Technology and ISV Partners and Ecosystem Strategy at VMware. And I'm pleased to share with you stories and trends from VMware partners, executives, and industry analysts. Today, I'm joined by Pat Lee, Head of Strategic Enterprise Partnerships at NVIDIA. Pat is responsible for bringing NVIDIA's enterprise portfolios for AI to the broader enterprise market through strategic partnerships. Together, we discussed how NVIDIA and VMware's long-lasting relationship helps unlock the potential value of AI for businesses across all industries. Also, we shared how our unique partnership is critical in helping customers recognize the value of accelerated computing workloads for improved customer outcomes. Enjoy the conversation now. Hello, Pat. How are you?
I'm doing well, Abhay. Great to see you again.
Great to see you here too. Just wanted to have an opportunity to speak with you, so I must thank you for taking the time this afternoon from your busy schedule.
Well, you as well. This partnership is so important. I'm looking forward to talking about why VMware and NVIDIA together are peanut butter and jelly for the enterprise.
Absolutely. So before we get started, Pat, I think for the audience, as well as just to get the conversation going, I think it'll be great if you could give a quick intro about the role that you play as a head of strategic enterprise partnership at NVIDIA. What's your team responsible for at NVIDIA? And how do you see the partnership with VMware as we build tracks for winning our customer requirements and making sure that their journey to the cloud, to AI ML platform, a robust technology outcome, how do you ensure that you and your team is delivering to that?
Absolutely, Abhay. So in my role, I'm responsible for helping bring NVIDIA's enterprise portfolio to the broader enterprise. NVIDIA's been in 30 years doing accelerated computing. We've been working with VMware for over 10 years. And we'll talk a little bit in this conversation about all the great work we've done together in that last 10 years. But our role is to look at, we have a broad and rich software portfolio that combines with our accelerators for both networking and GPUs to help deliver the best experience, whether it's visually in terms of aligning to the Workspace ONE portfolio, whether it is actually aligning to Tanzu and vSphere, the ability to provide the best AI ML platform out there for the enterprise, and looking at how we take our technology stacks and go broad so we can get every enterprise out there recognizing the value of accelerated computing and what it means for growing their business. And that's really critical for us at this point.
That's a great point. I think accelerated computing, I feel like that is going to be a key as we move forward, given all the technology trend, how they are heading in this market today. So as you rightly said, as you look at VMware and NVIDIA working together through a great partnership that we have, and how do we unlock the potential of AI for businesses across all industries, I wanted to get your thoughts, Pat, on why AI ML is so important for the enterprise. Why should they care about this? And perhaps you could discuss some use cases of this technology as we build the partnership together.
So I think it's important to realize that AI is helping transform every industry. In the past, AI was something you heard about in certain keynotes and other places, but every company, especially in these challenging times, is trying to reevaluate their business to get the most out of their resources, out of the ability to better transform the customer experience, and the ability to better invest resources where it makes the most sense to grow in these challenging times. And AI is a key enabler to help companies do more things better, quicker, with a better customer experience across the board. It's transforming every industry possible, whether we're helping speed up drug discovery by greatly accelerating genome research to figure out how quickly something works, whether we're looking at supply chain and inventory management to figure out how quickly we can get something delivered to somebody's home, whether it's looking at ways, if you are a large credit card company, how do we do better fraud detection more quickly to ensure that transactions are correct? These are just some of the small things where enterprises are considering why artificial intelligence and AI is critical to their business and success. And by leveraging artificial intelligence in this case, they can invest their resources in other areas that are critical to their business to grow and expand.
That's perfect. I think I couldn't have said it better. Like you said, with your use cases, you clearly demonstrated and articulated the point that AI matters to every enterprise and every use cases. And it's absolutely critical as we move forward. And as we look at the partnership between NVIDIA and VMware, It's critical the technology that you bring from accelerated computing standpoint with your chipsets and virtualization technology and multi-cloud vision of VMware. How do we build that track together and make sure that our customers get the best of those solutions that accelerates their path to innovating and meeting their customer requirements? So very well articulated, Pat. So that's great. I also wanted to highlight that NVIDIA won the 2022 Partner Industry Award for demonstrating exceptional expertise for healthcare customers. So congratulations on that one. Wanted to get your thoughts, like I'm sure you guys are pumped about the award, but what does this mean to you? Can you share a customer success story, the excellent work NVIDIA is doing within the healthcare industry that will help understand the key value proposition that we are driving together?
Absolutely. I think it's really critical to understand how VMware and NVIDIA complement each other greatly in deploying these solutions. VMware is the enterprise operating system. Every enterprise out there is using VMware as the OS across the board. But the applications that customers want to build are applications on top of that operating system. And what NVIDIA brings to the table with our NVIDIA AI Enterprise portfolio of software is the ability to run the workloads that we sort of discussed in the outset of how do we help customers leverage the power of accelerators and computing on top of the VMware Enterprise OS to deliver solutions that accelerate their business. If we look at healthcare, for example, the Netherlands Cancer Institute is using NVIDIA Enterprise to help reconstruct 3D images to look for more accurate tumor targeting. And that's taking advantage of the power of NVIDIA GPUs and NVIDIA software on top of VMware to really focus how we can better target cancer and tumors more quickly across the board.
This is great examples, and I want to thank NVIDIA for not only the partnership, but all your confidence in working with our teams in making sure that we have this unique, compelling value proposition for our customers, and we are accelerating innovation in the market. Thank you again for being the Global Diamond sponsor for VMware events, VMware Explore, and it was just a great opportunity to meet you in person. I personally enjoyed that interaction with you at the VMware Explore in San Francisco. So thank you again. And I'm just wondering any specific plans you and your team have in making sure that we take advantage of these events where we have majority of our strategic customers coming together with us.
That's probably the most important part of this. How do we get in front of the right customers and partners to discuss the joint value propositioning of delivering AI to every enterprise? So it's really leveraging that time in front of this venue where people make the big investment to show up in person to learn more about VMware technologies and jointly talking to key partners, key customers, to go in there and jointly talk about the value we can bring by bringing AI to their business. Find out the problems they have, because while I mentioned some earlier use cases, every customer has a different need. The more customer feedback we get, the better off we can say we have a large portfolio of solutions that we can help apply to your business to really gain that competitive advantage, to deliver that customer experience. And the best way we can do that is getting in front of these right customers and partners to have those discussions and leverage that value there to make a difference.
Absolutely. I think it's all about, like you said, it's all about making it real. Making it real, having that conversation, and really demonstrating it through POCs and specific project work that we can demonstrate the success of AI with those specific customer use cases. How we partner together in making that happen.
And I think actually you're part of a great, basically looking at quick ways to try this out. One of the things that NVIDIA has done, we've partnered with VMware, and we have this thing called NVIDIA Launchpad, which allows customers to sign up and you get access to a free cloud-based offering to try a POC. Configured so you can try out vSphere, you can try out the NVIDIA software stack on this, and some of our key use cases, and try out, how can I apply genomics in my use case? Here's an example lab I can try, and you can try it out and see how it feels, and you can try it out in a day. You can start getting the value and taste of it up front. And then if you see the value from that POC, we can then use that as a reference to go help that customer figure out the next steps and where to go on the journey. A lot of customers, especially with supply chain issues today, may not have the necessary servers and storage available today to try some. Launchpad gives them a cloud-based service to try it today for free and allows us to help them by giving them a bunch of pre-built labs and solutions that they can go to and try it out and build something today for their use case.
Yeah, quick try and test and see how it works and go from there. I mean, like nothing like it. It's like the test drive. let's do the test ride before we get and buy the car. So I think that is an awesome solution, awesome way to get customers to experience the power of our partnership and power of the solution to deliver value to the work that they're doing. So I'm also excited to have met and worked with you and known you. And since you are a veteran from VMware, you've spent like many years, 14 plus years at VMware before joining NVIDIA, you understand both sides extremely well. You understand the side of VMware and now NVIDIA. I am coming from an SAP background to VMware, so I think I understand the application side. And everything that we have talked about is so powerful that both of us can bring in the market. I wanted to get your take on, given your current role, how is your experience from VMware has helped prepare you for the role that you are in today, and how do you see that you can bring the strengths from your past to what you're doing today to make this bigger as we work on this partnership together?
That's a great question, Abhay. I mean, like you said, I spent almost 15 years at VMware, and I had an amazing ride, and it's an amazing company. I had many fortunate opportunities to do many things. In fact, that's how I got working with NVIDIA. I've been working with NVIDIA closely for the over 10 years of the partnership, from Verse to virtualized graphics, which we did early on. And there's some great use cases there. I mean, one I really want to talk about briefly. I watched as we partnered really closely with NVIDIA to bring the power of virtualized workstations to our Horizon offering. The ability to do things that open up new use cases. There are tens of thousands of car designers and engineers using NVIDIA Virtual Workstation along with Horizon to design cars that everybody sees on the street every day. It's just impressive to see something you build impact something that goes in our everyday life, which is hard to say. When you work on enterprise software, sometimes it's easy to get disconnected from what I'm building to what it means to my house and my personal life and all that comes with it. And being able to see that the impact you can have is sort of amazing. And over time, I think one of the values that I learned is being at VMware for almost 15 years is I'm very comfortable in the infrastructure side of the enterprise, which is important in this situation because, VMware is the enterprise infrastructure expert. Coming from NVIDIA, we make accelerator boards at the lower level, GPUs and DPUs and networking cards, which are great. But we are not the enterprise OS, so we don't tend to have conversations at that level. So one of the values I help bring to the discussion at NVIDIA is the conversation of the enterprise buyer from an infrastructure perspective, allowing us to think differently about how enterprises think about deploying infrastructure. And then we combine that with the workloads that NVIDIA brings to the table, whether it's acceleration for graphics and workstations like I talked about for automakers, whether it's the new areas we've gone into in the AI journey that we announced over 2 years ago at VMworld with Jensen and Pat Gelsinger on stage at VMworld talking about that, to now with the release of vSphere 8 and the support for adding DPUs and our NVIDIA Bluefield DPU to the portfolio to start looking at next generation data center design by offloading networking and key services to the DPU. So you can, when you start thinking about your best way to design the next generation data center, you can leverage the power of both our DPU accelerators and our GPU accelerators to really take advantage of all the power you can build out in your network for artificial intelligence, for better security, all the things that come together. And by leveraging what we can do together, which is what's very interesting. So I think that a lot of value is looking at again, it's sort of peanut butter and jelly. It's a layer cake, The lower level, you build on top of the peanut butter and jelly, and then we come back up on top of the last piece of bread talking about the workloads. That's really what this comes together as. And it's really critical because if you look at the key pillars of VMware, whether it's VMware Cloud and VMware vSphere portfolio, like we have huge integrations there across the board, delivering AI and ML with our NVIDIA AI Enterprise and all of our GPU integrations and a lot of great stuff that was announced in vSphere 8. We appreciate the partnership for all the enhancements that we've done jointly to make that experience better. We have security opportunities. There are new DPUs. How can we do things like digital fingerprinting with Morpheus and find the best way to figure out intrusion detection together? Or looking at how we align to Workspace ONE and visualization and things like Cloud XR now. There's just so much opportunity between the two companies. We're so complementary to each other. We only work together and the customers get all the benefit of this. Unlike some partnerships that you've been in the past and I've been in the past, or sometimes it's very, half of the stuff we're competitive or not. We're not. We're there jointly together delivering value that partners and customers can take advantage of to see real enhancements today.
Couldn't have said it better. Very, very nicely said, Pat. I think it's about complementarity of the two companies, the strength of our solutions and the value of it. Like you said, bringing our assets together to make our customers win. I think that's the mission that we both have. We talked quite a bit about technology and how technology can be brought together and the experience that we have from our respective careers, how we can bring that together and make that real. And I think the work that we are doing, our teams are working together with many, many projects currently going, and both from development, co-innovation standpoint, all the way to go-to-market, co-selling, co-marketing standpoint, that clearly shows how committed we are to the partnership. We value NVIDIA partnership a lot. You've been here, you understand that. From what you just described, you guys value the power of VMware solution from an enterprise computing standpoint. As we think about this from a technology standpoint, clearly I think the two companies are powerhouse when it comes to delivering those set of technologies. But as we think about, and would love to get your opinion on this one and thoughts on this, as we think about the culture aspect, how the two companies operate. You've been at VMware, you are now at NVIDIA. From a cultural aspect, your thoughts on how the culture of the two companies align in delivering that value to our customer.
While the companies are different in many ways, at the same time, there's one thing at the core that's the most important. Technologists really want to build great stories and solutions together. Both sides, when I was all my time at VMware and here, we have technologists focused on building the best possible things. And if we look at the partnership that we have together, that's been proven out over time in terms of all the work we've done to enable virtual GPU with 8 GPUs and vMotion and DRS now and all the power management. Look at what great technological solutions can we come up with that can really provide real value to customers. And from the side, both technologists on both sides are very passionate about delivering great technology solutions. And they're very focused on getting it right. Some places you sort of cut a corner to get there. Both companies here are very focused on getting it right and doing the right thing. That's why we're so good together. We're both trying to do the right thing. And sometimes that means people, have strong conversations, but you need to have those among friends to make sure you're building the right thing to deliver customer value. And so from a culture side, it's really that passion for the customer and the passion to build the best possible technology that you really can't beat between these two companies.
Awesome. So what leads to culture is the talent that you have, the people that you have. And as we think about the leadership in this very rapidly evolving technology world and rapidly changing marketplace with concepts like great resignation, like that we all are familiar with, a war for talent and a shortage of talent, and really retaining talent is one of the core goals of leaders in today's world. Because in order to deliver value to our customers and having the continuity of developing and delivering these solutions, we want to retain talents. We want to make sure that talents are completely aligned to the goals of the companies. So I wanted to get your thoughts on and we do a lot of work from VMware in retaining talent, as you know. We are very proud of making sure that we've got the best people, the best engineers, and the best customer support person, making sure that the full customer experience end-to-end is absolutely great. So I'm sure NVIDIA is doing similar steps, taking similar steps. Would like to get your thoughts on how is NVIDIA attracting talent, retaining talent, because that's basically core of making our enterprise, our companies successful.
I agree. Look, companies are only successful because of the intellectual property that the people bring and build. That's it. That is your most important asset. Nothing else comes close. I don't care about real estate. I don't care about other things. It's the people and processes required to build the IP necessary. A couple of things. Let me start personally as a leader. I think the most important thing to do is be engaged with your employees across the board. And it's more than just saying, how is that work project going? It's building the right relationships to understand what's going on in their life and what they value and what they're trying to accomplish. And then you layer on the values of what you're trying to accomplish as a company based upon what their goals are. And when you can get that to align somebody's personal goals of what they're trying to make success with and the company's goals together, you can't go wrong. because people become passionate and engaged about what they're doing. And the minute that stops happening is when you start seeing more challenges, when you can't find things that align to a person's goals. And that's not just a title, and it's not just this, it's more, what type of things do you want to do over your career? What are the things that excite you about coming to work? Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Having that level of engagement with your employees to understand you're helping them get to their goals across the board is key. And that's one of the things that NVIDIA does as a whole. We really try to do that. We have a very passionate, engaged employee base. And we really focus on taking care of our people from the top on down, from a leadership level. This company's passionate about ensuring that we are taking care of our people. For example, actually, NVIDIA learned something from VMware, I'd say in some ways. VMware has the Epic Days, where you get a day off every so often to help people recharge. Well, this year, NVIDIA introduced something very similar, 2 days every quarter, to give a 4-day weekend to everybody, to give people that time to recharge so they can come back energized. Because as we work in this environment, sometimes people, we all work hard without ability to disconnect. It leads people to sometimes not have that boundary between home and work. So by finding ways to give people the tools to disconnect, take a break, get a change, people hopefully come back recharged and engaged so we can really make a big impact. So that's a great thing, like culturally, where both companies are doing the best they can to give people just that little bit of extra to work in this environment to be more productive by giving them a break, which some people in the past, that wouldn't have been considered a great thing. Oh, giving somebody a break means we can get less done. I don't think people realize if people come back refreshed, I think they'll end up getting more done. And it's a hard thing mentally to get over, but I think it's a part of the change of where we are as a culture and where things have moved through the pandemic and the Great Resignation, that we're learning better how to encourage people to be more successful by A, taking care of themselves, and B, by doing that, making them more engaged and ready to work.
Yep, 100% agree. And talk about the Epic Day. And I'm looking forward to one tomorrow. So your reference is spot on. So what a great conversation, Pat. And in the interest of time, I want to move on to some fun facts, some fun questions. But before I do that, I want to give you an opportunity if there's anything that I can answer from my standpoint, from VMware standpoint on the partnership and the work that we're doing. Happy to answer that. And then we can move into some fun question round, lightning round.
Well, first of all, I really appreciate the time. Like you said, it was great to meet in person after a few years of not meeting anybody. To have the opportunity to meet people in person at VMworld in San Francisco was an amazing experience. I think the one thing I think would be good for our listeners to hear about is you're new to the company and you're learning the company culture as well. How do you see the value of the NVIDIA partnership to VMware and what we can bring to our joint customers and our joint partners? What do you see the best value we can bring to those customers and partners is?
Absolutely. So I think I would start at a VMware strategy level. And if you look at VMware strategy is clearly to be that enterprise OS, like exactly how you said. We want to make sure that our customers have choice. So they have choice of multi-cloud. They have choice from platform standpoint where they want to run their workloads and how. And we want to make sure that our customers have the ability to manage workloads through containers, Kubernetes solution. We want to also make sure that all this is done through secure access and secure edge devices and edge solutions. So given that our strategy is very much around cross-cloud services, making sure customers get the full benefit of the cloud. And as we look at the partnership that we have with NVIDIA, it allows us to address that from an end-to-end perspective. So let me talk about on the cloud side. On the cloud side, delivery solution on any cloud, we are working with NVIDIA. We can deliver the value of accelerated computing, the ability to offer AI solutions for various verticals. That not only creates differentiation for what we bring to the market, but also gives a compelling value proposition to our customers when they are looking to solve some of the most difficult problems in healthcare or retail, where data points and data volume is immense. And how do we make sure that that is done at ease and at speed? And we are delivering to that. If we look at Edge, and if we look at SmartNIC and Project Monterey, and the work that we are doing together, and the DPU reference that you just made, and the work that we have done from vSphere 8 standpoint and vSAN, how we are delivering that solution together so that the edge computing becomes fully embedded solution into delivering value from core to edge and edge to core is something that we are building together through our partnership. So whether we look at multi-cloud or look at industry-specific differentiation or look at edge, we have partnership work being done between our teams to deliver value in all these areas. So that really is super exciting because the point is that ultimately the goals of two organizations in meeting our customer requirements, making sure that we provide value and deliver value to our customers is clearly aligned right from the top down. So that really engages the two teams in a much more meaningful way in delivering that value to our customers. So that's what is the most exciting part. It's a fully aligned thing. There is no question of where there is red ocean versus blue ocean. It's all blue ocean. It's all complementary to each other so that when we bring our assets together and we uniquely put that together in an optimal way, it creates immense value to our customers. So that's what excites us. And that's why we truly value the partnership. And we look forward to building more and delivering value by demonstrating success in the market through POCs, pilots, etc., so that the customer can directly see it and also give them the opportunity to test something in a lab environment in a quick way and see how that can produce value in a very shorter period of time. And how do we deliver that in a templatized way so that they can actually continue to build on much more complex solution as they move forward. So that's exciting. It's super exciting. I personally am very involved in this partnership and looking forward to continuing our work together to make this a big success.
Thanks. I really appreciate knowing that. And we're super excited, as you can tell. I mean, this is such an amazing partnership together, and it's only going to get bigger and better as we go forward. So we appreciate your partnership and VMware's partnership.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Same here. So let's go to some fun facts here, Pat. Get our listeners, let them guess. And the next question I'm going to ask you, what are you reading, watching, or listening these days?
Well, I just actually spent a 4-day weekend spending some time with some families. So I was reading a good book on the trip I haven't finished yet called Sonic Boom by Peter Carlin. It's about, I'm a big music nut. I love music. And it's about the rise of Warner Brother Records, starting from Jimi Hendrix back in the day to Prince. And it's just a great, and there's going to be a TV series made of it. So again, as much as we work hard, sometimes we got to disconnect. It's not a business book, but it's just thinking about life and just things that you enjoy because you got to really recharge. And that's why I'm enjoying this book right now.
That's awesome. Any great advice you have received, either professionally or personally, that you want to share with us?
I think there are a couple things. I think especially as we're talking about leadership, as people evolve in their careers and they start moving into that leadership ladder, I think one thing that many people don't realize over time is your boss is not necessarily your mentor. Over time, your boss may not be the mentor because there are different skills, there are things you need to pick up to improve to be better in your career. So the important thing is to figure out what are the things that you need to do to improve to get you to where that goal is. Whatever that goal is, I want to be a CEO, I want to run a product org, I want to run sales, I want to retire at 50 and be sailing the world, whatever those things are. Figure out the skills you're lacking and the people can help give you guidance to get there. So finding the right mentors, whether it's in your organization, whether it's outside the organization, whether it's in your friend network, finding the right potential people to be mentors to help you in that journey. Because there's going to be a point in time where you've outgrown your boss as a mentor and a leader. So don't let that limit you. Find the other mentors you need outside. Build that network to be successful.
It's a great advice. I truly value that because what you just articulated is having the growth mindset. Keep learning, keep growing, keep find the people who can help you grow and stretch. Nothing like it. I mean, like we all in our personal and professional life, we all need that. We all need that. There is a point where we need that mentorship, that guidance to help us stretch, help us grow, help us become better. Thank you again for taking the time, Pat. I really enjoyed speaking with you, and I look forward to getting together again, discussing some of the partnership tracks, but also having a glass of red wine with you.
Maybe a couple. Really appreciate the time. Thank you so much, and we'll catch up soon.
Absolutely.
Take care.
And we are back. I hope you enjoyed my conversation with Pat. It was great discussing how NVIDIA and VMware's joint innovations enable organizations to explore compelling use cases, resulting in real-life impact, from advancing healthcare research to designing the future of automobiles. It was also great to hear how Pat's experience at VMware has helped him prepare for his current role at NVIDIA. I hope you enjoyed this insightful conversation as well. To learn more about VMware, please visit vmware.com. And to connect with Pat, you can find him on LinkedIn. Thank you again for joining me on this episode today. Remember to subscribe, follow, and review VMware Partnership Perspectives podcast from your streaming platform of choice. For more information on VMware's partner programs, please visit Partner Executive Edge at vmware.com. Thank you.